All right. We have also on the stream Dr. Martin Kpebu. Dr. Martin Kpebu, good morning. Lawyer Martin Kpebu, sorry I called you a PhD holder. Lawyer Martin Kpebu.
Yes. Good morning.
Yeah,
morning.
I was adding more accolades to your title. Yes, I was adding more accolades to your title, PhD.
Thank you.
I apologize for that.
It will come someday. Yeah.
It will come, eh? It means it's in the offing.
That's fine. Yeah.
It's in the offing. All right. Congratulations to you in advance. Before your PhD graduation happens. But in the meantime, because I see that you don't have time, I'd wanted Solo to react, but I'll leave that for him so that we can get for you. Look, how practicable, and then also by way of precedence, as we have it within our jurisprudence, is it possible that for any argument to be made or canvassed, that the removed Chief Justice, Gertrude Torkornoo, could still practice as a member of the Supreme Court and not necessarily the presiding?
It's a zero chance.
Zero?
Zero chance. There's absolutely a zero. There's absolutely no chance. Anybody who makes such an argument is being farcical. It's a joke. It's the most, hilarious joke I've ever seen. Listen, let's do it this way. By Article 128, etc., a justice of a Supreme Court has to have integrity and not be involved in moral turpitude. You think that 367,000 Ghana cedis were lost because Justice Torkornoo signed for per diem for husband and then daughter, and the tickets are a joke? You know how many millions of citizens don't earn up to even 100,000 Ghana cedis the whole year? There are millions and millions and millions and millions of our citizens who don't earn 100,000 cedis the whole year. So when a Chief Justice takes such money for her daughter, when a Chief Justice takes, that's the $10,000, it's more than 100,000 Ghana. When a Chief Justice takes $6,000 for her husband, which is more than 60,000 Ghana, etc., don't call that a joke. When a Chief Justice also allows the daughter to travel with her, when it is not part of Article 71, conditions of service of the Chief Justice, it is not a joke. Huge constitutional breach. When a Chief Justice allows the husband to travel on the public purse, which is not allowed under Article 71, that is not a joke. It's a huge breach of the Constitution. Let's stop kidding ourselves. You see, those who are pushing this argument that she can go and serve on the Supreme Court, you see, unfortunately, what they're doing is that because they keep pushing the argument too far, then we are forced to make arguments that we erode totally, okay, or leave next to nothing the integrity and moral turpitude of the Chief Justice. This thing should stop. It's as if we are in a banana republic. Anybody comes and just wants to say anything. It's not a joke. You know, you look at the millions of citizens who wake up, go to work every day, the whole year, they don't get 100,000. You take this in $10,000, which at the lowest will be 105,000. And if you look at the time, 2023, that was happening. You know, in the year 2023, we had a dollar not less than 13 Ghana. So you had 14, etc. You take such huge sums of money to give your daughter. You take such huge sums of money to give your husband. You take such huge sums of money to get business class ticket for your daughter, tickets for your husband. And somebody comes to say, oh, this is a joke. Please, 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 let's stop that. Rather, with every day that we keep discussing this topic, then it is the integrity of the Chief Justice that is being eroded. The more this topic is being discussed, then the more even you raise public anger. Is that how the Chief Justice behaved with our public purse? That's why I said, this, if we are not careful, you even do it, somebody will take the criminal aspect of this case on. Because it's a crime as well, abuse of public office. Check the Act 29. Using public office for private gain. That's corruption. Corruption. So please, this You see, I appreciate devil's advocate, but not this type of thing. Which court in this country or anywhere in this world will allow a chief justice who has taken our money and used it anyhow like this to continue in office as a Supreme Court judge? Why? What kind of logic is this? Please, let's stop. When you push the argument, you are just rather creating more trouble and eroding the integrity of the Chief Justice, because the more we discuss it, and then the more the ordinary citizens also engage in the conversation, then the more it becomes clear that our public purse has just been used anyhow. Like they say, Oga de chop am nyafu nyafu nyafu.
Oga de what?
Chop am nyafu nyafu nyafu. Look, Oga de chop am nyafu nyafu.
Oga de chop am nyafu nyafu?
Yes.
I see.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. But if that is the position you hold, and you seem to be trumpeting this very consistently, then does it mean that the response in opposition to that affidavit by the Attorney General seems to be in the right state or posture?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the Attorney General, if it is the one we saw yesterday night, what the Attorney General is saying is that what the Chief Justice wants in the High Court cannot be done. It will involve a constitutional interpretation. So if that is so, the High Court judge should refer the matter to the Supreme Court, because when it comes to interpretation of the Constitution, it is the Supreme Court that has that mandate, and it's exclusive. The rest of the courts don't interpret. Interpret means give meaning. But rather, what the rest of the courts do is that when the provision is very clear, that's the part of the Constitution in contention. When it is very clear, or where the Supreme Court has given many interpretations on that provision and which has made it clear, then the smaller courts will apply it. Yes, when I say smaller, the High Court is smaller, relative to the Supreme Court. But by all means, the High Court is a big court. But when it comes to relativity, it is small compared to the Supreme Court. Okay. So the point is that what Justice Torkornoo is looking for, we had said it, that no, it cannot be done in the High Court. She essentially wants an interpretation of the Constitution, and that interpretation can only be done in the Supreme Court. So it's good that Justice Ramsay, the Deputy Attorney General, has applied to the High Court. So now the High Court most probably will agree and then refer that part of the case to the Supreme Court. So that means after some months, you see that the people will now, that's the Justice Torkornoo and her lawyers, and then the Attorney General would then appear in the Supreme Court, because the High Court would have made the order that that part, interpretation, should go to the Supreme Court. Yeah. Then they will appear in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will go through the processes and then give a ruling. Then based upon it, then they will return back to the High Court and use what the Supreme Court has said to dispose of the case. Okay. So that's the right thing. Okay. But please, let's stop this thing. Look, the way we are pushing this argument that nothing was done, these are trifles, please. It tells you that we are not serious about protecting the public purse. There is a case, the Abronye DC versus Attorney General, and then Dafia Mepo versus Attorney General. That is a case in which this Abronye DC went to court that presidential spouses, that's the First Lady and Second Lady, should not be paid any allowances, etc., from the consolidated fund. And the Supreme Court said yes. And it was Justice Torkornoo who was leading. You see, because the argument is that, and that's right, under Article 71, when you open to 71, you not see the terms and conditions. But what you see is that it makes provision for a committee to be set up to propose terms and conditions. Then the president would accept or reject those terms. Okay. Now, under Article 71, through it, we've had the Professor Miranda Greenstreet report, suggesting, making proposal for emoluments, conditions of service of MPs, etc. And then that. Then from there, even if not in a certain order, we had the Irama Ade, also a professor at University of Ghana. Irama Ade report, Professor Irama Ade. Then we had the Buando report, also another professor. All of them, is a coincidence that they are all female professors, right? So we've had all these reports. The point is that these reports that were made pursuant to Article 71, they don't give any chance for a Chief Justice to take money for her husband or take money for her daughter, etc. That is it. So it's a constitutional breach. So please, those saying that this is trifle, it was just done on political lines or it was just political witch hunt. Sorry, if the Chief Justice hadn't done those, would there have been grounds to remove her? I mean, I can, yeah. So the main thing is that if the Chief Justice hadn't breached the rules, would the petitioners have found grounds to go to the president, and then the president through the Council of State, etc., for the committee to be set up?
Martin Kpebu, thank you very much for your own, again, explanation to what you have observed so far. Martin Kpebu, a.k.a. Ogadi Chopam Nyafu this morning. Wishing you all the best for the day. But it's quite interesting how he takes the narrative and then also explains it. But at the end of the day, we have... she's still sitting on the Council of State, abstaining from the voting, we're told, but again has made public commentary in that instructive interaction with Joseph Akable. And we're talking about Justice Sophia Akufo, who says that, well, trivialities, this one is small matter, looking at the office in itself. And she's looking at the broader context of the office and the kind of example or precedent, as they say it in law, that is set for us as a republic, as a political or democratic dispensation. And so that even canvasses fortuitously this argument that she could still remain in the Supreme Court, so to speak.
Roland, let me begin by reminding the Office of the Special Prosecutor that the petition that I sent to him concerning the former Vice President, Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia, I'm keenly awaiting the response of it.
What's in the petition?
He is saying that he bought or he donated more than 300 pickups, brand new pickups to the MPP campaign. I am keenly following it. And to those of you who are there threatening my life, let me assure you that I will follow this petition to its logical conclusion.
Your life has been threatened?
Oh, a lot of them, but it's funny. They don't know me. You see, the mere fact that you have a very funny face, when you move, that's not mean you are stubborn than anybody. Are you with me? So the Office of the Special Prosecutor must not dilly-dally with this petition. It is so dear and it goes to the core of our democracy. If we will be able to deal with the issues of monetization, then this forms the foundation of it. Secondly, you spoke about Madam Sophia Akufo.
Because she canvassed a position.
I'm happy to announce to you also that she will be the next person that I will petition to be removed from the Council of State.
Why?
Breaching of oath of secrecy. What she has done is so dangerous, it must never be encouraged in this country. And I'm serving notice to her that I will go after her. We need to rid this country of such people. She has occupied the position of the Chief Justice of this country before. If you go to the Council of State, she is in charge of the legal, constitutional, and petitions. Committee, she has it. Every petition that goes to the Council of State, it goes to her first. She took part in the consultation with the president to establish the prima facie case. You knew all the issues surrounding it. How on earth would you then turn and go back to the committee?
Oh, so are you saying former Chief Justice I am telling you, it
cannot
canvass the position that she has because of the institution she has served all her life, and then also gain credibility for, ultimately heading.
So there is something called collective responsibility. She's a member of the Council of State. Are you with me? If you are a member of Council of State, took part in the consultation, and you didn't even vote, you abstained. That shows how insincere she is. If she really believed that indeed what was happening was wrong, she would have voted no. Abstinence does not mean you do not agree. Abstinence could be you agree, but you don't want to hurt the feelings of the person affected because, as it were, both of you went to secondary school, Wesley girls, And so, Odgaism, that could be you have occupied the position before. I am also, she has also occupied the position. And so, I don't want to offend the position.
Because
she's a woman, feminist, what's the feminist action or what?
Feminism.
Feminism. That is understood. But you cannot shortchange your position as a member of the Council of State for this. So I'm going to petition. And let's test the laws of the land. So that is what I will say in the interim. Let's come back. Roland, it's good that you are not dead. I'm not dead. You were right here. You were the one asking us the questions, me and then Zato and other panelists, about this Chief Justice. You remember my position right from the beginning. When I saw the 20 little stars of the MPP who were misleading this woman, I said, no, if for nothing, I came from the womb of a woman. I will not allow her to be misled. She thought some of us were against her.
What do you mean by she was being misled?
Right from the beginning, the evidence suggested that she has misbehaved. I'm not talking about 337,000 Ghana cedis being per diems and so on, given to the daughter and the husband. What else do you need? In any case, Article 140 says that a justice of the Superior Court, mind you, a justice of the Superior Court or a chairman of the regional tribunal shall not be removed from office except for what? Stated misbehavior. On what basis was she removed? And those lawyers that want to throw dust into people's eyes, no semantics.
Well, so for Akufo says that it's trivia.
Which one is the trivia? That our 337,000 was dissipated just like that is trivia. Somebody, somebody is in jail because of 10 cities. They have been jailing people. They shouldn't annoy the people of this country. You know the ordeal we go through in the hands of these judges? When you go to court, they are like gauze. Even when your phone rings, you can find yourself in prison. You go and do this, and you have judges. And interesting, not Sophia Akufo alone. Nene Megache also came there. How much is it? Are you kidding me?
Well, it's for the institution.
Which institution
of the Chief Justice?
Which institution of the Chief Justice?
The office of the Chief Justice.
So that office makes her a saint. She must be above all this. In fact, we must not hear of misappropriation of even a city. A city. Let alone what? 337,000. And they don't know shame. They are going about defending this. If I were her, I would stop this. The only thing she has succeeded in doing is to always occupy our televisions. And we'll be discussing it. That is all to it.
What do you think that she could have done? You claim that of course, we're sitting here, you were claiming that you were advising her at the time.
She disgraced two prominent people in this country.
What was the intention?
She disgraced two people of this country. When the matter got heated, two elderly men, prominent people in this country, and for now, I don't have their permissions to mention their names.
You would have?
I would have. I don't have. For strange reasons, I'll hold on. They intervene. That, look, resign amicably and go. All that she's doing is about bread and butter. Her entitlement is what she's fighting for. Nothing else, nothing more. How can you be removed as the Chief Justice and still think that you want to be on the bench? You have been removed as a Chief Justice and you were only a Chief Justice by virtue of being on the bench. And you say still you want to be a judge at the Supreme Court. And how do you even cooperate or work with the people that you have bastardized their integrity? Is she not going to be disruptive? So she knows she's gone, but she has to put up a fight so that there will be some sympathies for her to get a sympathy. That's why she went to the ECOWAS court. Have you forgotten? ECOWAS court, she is demanding $10 million. Now we hear about Machiavellian rule, Machiavellian. What is this? Can you explain to us where the Machiavellian is coming from? Now, I'm not asking you.
Put off your mic. Hold on.
No.
Please.
I have taken it back. I don't want you to come in.
It's okay.
Yes.
Sometimes comments are made in rhetoric. So
why do you want to take advantage of this?
In order for us to maintain the sanity of the discussion on the table. So when rhetorics are made or rhetorical comments are made, let's make sure they stay at that. Dr. Joshua Jabuntiezat, do I have your cooperation?
Yes.
Very good. Please continue.
I hope you cooperate. And so, there is nothing semblance of Machiavellianism or whatever in this matter.
Machiavellian?
Machiavellian.
It was well planned?
Who planned it?
Orchestrated?
First of all,
calculated?
The first petition went to the president during the turn of Nana Akufo Addo. Remember Professor Kweku Annan?
That's right.
he catalogued a number of issues, including unilaterally appointing judges to the Supreme Court bench, nominating. The president did not see it credible to refer them or establish a prima facie case, so it was dismissed. In fact, President Akufo Addo was more concerned about why Professor Kwaku Annan allowed the petition to leak. And he was even scanning through the laws of this land to imprison him. That was his pleasure. Now, Daniel Ofori, together with others, now we are talking about Daniel Ofori, goes to petitions. And the matter is referred to the Council of State. A prima facie case is established. A committee is formed. The Chief Justice or the removed Chief Justice appeared before that committee with her lawyers, 4 lawyers, calls a lot of witnesses, presents evidence, and at the end of the case, it was established that yes, you traveled with your daughter and your husband when they were not supposed to be part of it. You were supposed to go with your security. A mere poor security man who will get a visa in his passport, receive per year. You denied that security man. You denied him, and you are talking about being treated unfairly. No, excuse our French. If you are gone, you are gone. People must manner. You see, truth is a bitter pill, but when you serve it, you are okay. Nobody must play the emotional cards. Today, you see people showing she's praying. Hey, we have seen things. So Roland, the case that have been sent to the High Court is nothing short of a joke. I don't know why the attorney, he has to waste his time to even go to the Supreme Court, because it's already determined. If you read the judgment, it is there, black and white, and the analogy people gave that how can you be removed? I think it was Fred that gave, removed as a headmaster and still think that you are a teacher. You have been removed as a headmaster, so let me be a teacher. When you know very well that the only reason that you can be removed as a Chief Justice is misbehavior, incompetence, or infirmity. Based on what was she removed? Was it not misbehavior? What can you use to remove a justice of the Superior Court? It's not misbehavior. So is there a different misbehavior for a Chief Justice or a different misbehavior for a justice? So she is a goner. We got to move on. And I want to congratulate the newly appointed Chief Justice. He must go there very...
He's been nominated.
Nominated. Oh, he will go through. I mean, it's a travesty of justice. The senior most. Bafuboni, because he did not side with the MPP in the 2012, election petition. Somebody thought that he was anti-MPP. When he was doing his bidding for the people of this country, every judge must bear in mind that they are serving the people of this country and not the shrimps and caprices of political parties.
Justice Paul Bafuboni?
Yes, he has to be treated that way. And it's painful that you will spend only a year as the Chief Justice of this. That was a travesty of justice. If people are demonstrating, that is what they must be demonstrating against, that the lives of Bafuboni will not be treated that. He throws salvo before you come on set. I hope you will survive. You will not survive today.
But Fred, what do you make of the responses that seem to be coming from the Attorney General's department in response to the concerns that have been raised by the removed Chief Justice Torkornoo? It looks like, look, she wants to remain a justice of the Supreme Court, even though she's been removed as the lead or presiding head of that institution.
Well, Roland, thank you very much. Let me say good morning to our cherished viewers, especially the good people of the Guan constituency, by whose privileged I'm representing them in Parliament. I thought some people have boycotted this platform, so I'm surprised to see a former aspirant sitting here and taking notes.
Dr. Zato is an astute member of the platform.
Is it a case that they cannot sanction him? Look,
please continue.
Who do you talk?
No fight today. No fight today. No fight. I
just want my friend to talk. Well, Ro, I think that I like the tenacity. I like the fighting spirit of the former Chief Justice. She's demonstrated that she's not a pushover. She's shown to all of us that she is capable of fighting for what she thinks belongs to her. And she has used every medium available to her to do that. She's even gone outside our, legal jurisprudence to try to seek redress outside of this country. Unfortunately, almost every place she has gone to, she hasn't been able to make a good case for herself. And she has always been dismissed. But she's still fighting. For me, it's a test of our democracy. It's a test of the document we call a constitution that all of us have agreed that we want to govern ourselves with. And so I'm not going to condemn her for that fight. I am not going to make any comments, that are not very palatable to her. It is good. It's a test of our democracy. So that I have no problem with it at all. What she has done, she has helped at least in setting some precedents and, helping people to know what it means when they really feel that, yes, they've not been treated fairly or something is not going in their way, to want to seek redress in the same court that she presides over and she represents. The only time I became a bit concerned, if not worried, was when she started raising concerns about the way and the manner the court that she was supposed to be the head of was treating her. She made a claim that she was not getting fair hearing, the process was not good and all that. Then I said to myself, it is good when all of us who, by the grace of God, have some privileged position in society, occasionally will have a taste of what the general public is going through. So that when we are given position of responsibility, we'll put things appropriately. Some way, somehow, we think that the police cells or the prison is a prison for some group of people. Up until you leave your very high office, and then you find yourself at the wrong side of the law, and then you go to that place that either you thought was meant for some quote and quote, some riffraff, some people who don't matter, and then you are there. Then you realize that if I get the opportunity, let me maintain that place. Let me do it well, because it could also become my sleeping place one day. It serves as a lesson to all of us that even the Chief Justice of a republic or the Republic of Ghana can go through trial, go to the same system that she presided over, the system that she established, the system that she has been part of for all these many years. Ordinary people, when they go through it and they feel that they've not been treated fairly, they don't have any avenue to even vent out. They don't have anybody to tell. They keep it to themselves and they go in their homes. And so it is good that we are experiencing it. I think I've shared this experience before when I met one very, very senior police person who is on retirement, who had gone to his community and was coming back to Accra, driving his own car, old man, and he got to the police barrier. And the way the man at the police at the barrier treated him, it's like, so is that what ordinary people go through? I served in the police for my 35 years. So every day I was going on the road. At least I was either wearing my uniform or have my ID card, so I was treated differently. Now I'm faced with the reality of what people go through on our roads. And so I want to thank her, I want to encourage her and encourage all Ghanaians that the society is for all of us. We have made laws for ourselves. And if at any point in time you think that things are not going well, why not? You can do whatever you want to do. The Attorney General decision he has taken is a very simple decision. The former Chief Justice has gone to the High Court questioning why they have used the same process that has removed her as a Chief Justice to also remove her as a Justice of the Supreme Court. Now, the Attorney General has gone to the Supreme Court that has the power to interpret the Constitution, to go and interpret the constitutional provision. And as I was driving in, somebody sent me a text, and I think he summarized everything that we are discussing around this table. When he says, how can you be a headmaster of a secondary school? There are still items in the school, other food item, whatever it is. You are arrested, prosecuted, and sacked or dismissed as a headmaster. Then you said, okay, if you have removed me as a headmaster,
I want to be a teacher.
Allow me to be a teacher. Where's the logic? How do you pin it together? Right?
Why not?
Say that again.
Why not be a teacher?
No, but
because being a headmaster,
you must qualify to be a teacher to become a headmaster. And so you must have some qualifications. You must have some qualities. Do you understand? Before you are elevated to become a headmaster. Before you become a Chief Justice of a Republic, you are first and foremost what? A judge. Is that not the case? And there are things you are supposed to do and things you are not supposed to do. And so once you violate one of them, common reasoning will tell that Ipemi is true. And there have been several cases in the same Supreme Court, that has ruled in this same direction. Some of his colleagues have ruled in this same direction. And so, like I said, I cannot hold anything against her. She's just testing the law. Where we are now, I sincerely believe she's now history. As far as the Supreme Court is concerned, either as a justice or as a chief justice, if what we are saying today is going to go by, I think it is almost, impossible for her to remain as a chief justice. But I'm aware that just yesterday, a new person has been nominated as the chief justice. I'm told, and let me congratulate Justice Bafoboni. He's about 69 years now, and so you have the opportunity of serving as a chief justice for at least 1 year. Once Parliament returns, I'm sure it will come before Parliament, it will come to the vetting, and once the vetting goes through, he will go and serve as the Chief Justice for the remaining years that he has on the bench. He has had a very illustrious career where he started from all these many years up unto this level. Very senior person on the bench now at the Supreme Court. And so he well deserved to be there. One of the things we have done, in this country is where we elevate genius above their seniors, either based on their political lineage and their political relationships and affiliations. Somebody by far a senior, full of experience and all that, is sidelined, and somebody far junior is put ahead of the person, and the juniors come on top, and either they see the seniors as threats, and so they completely sideline them. We are told about in some cases, where in some cases they were not even allowed to visit on cases. All manner of things were happening in our Supreme Court. And this is one of the promises that we made to the people of this country that they bought into, is the fact that we all agree as a nation that our country was not heading in the right direction, that things were not going on well, and that we're coming to reset the country. And Ghanaians bought into this. Ghanaians believe that indeed the nation deserves some resetting. We will not do that capriciously. We will not do that taking the laws into our own hands. We will use the laws of the land to reset the entire system, a system that we can be proud of, a country that all of us can be proud of, to be members of or citizens of. And so that is exactly what we are doing. And in resetting a society, in resetting a country, definitely some people become victims along the line. Some people become victims. It's a natural thing that will happen. Just like when you are weeding your farm, there are some trees that definitely must go down so you can have the opportunity to grow new trees. So you can't keep all the trees and all the grass on your farm. You have to cut some down. If you're a cocoa farmer, you would appreciate that a time comes when you have to do pruning. You cut some branches off, you remove some branches, so that the few that will remain can bear, fruits, youthful fruits. And so we are resetting the country. The president is very committed to making sure that he will leave a nation that all of us can be proud in by the time he's finishing his work. And so we want to thank the Attorney General and the Attorney General's Department for the work they are doing. We want to thank the President. We want to thank everybody. It is Ghana we are governing. If anybody, so far, all the people have heard running commentaries about this whole Chief Justice issue, I haven't heard one who has said that we have done that outside of the provision of the Ghana's 1992 Constitution. We have applied the law strictly. We have used the law that the President won. It's just a conveyor belt. Somebody submits a petition to him. He hands over the petition to the Council of State. The Council of State establishes a prima facie. They bring him back to him. A committee is set up. The committee, the accused person appears for the committee. The committee submits their report, their recommendation to the President, and the President acts on that recommendation. It's as simple as ABCD. So the President didn't set out to do anything. He was busy thinking how to fix our roads, fix our schools, create employment for the young people. Then he received a petition from a Ghanaian citizen. And then, of course, he will refer to his Attorney General. This is what I've received. What do we do? You tell him, the Constitution says, Council of State must look at it. Once they have established the prima facie, and I'm told in the Council of State, we have former Chief Justice who serves on the Council of State. But and all these persons definitely would have gone through the document and would have come to a conclusion that, yes, it merits further investigation. And that's exactly what they have done. I can only wish Madam Torkornoo all the best in her future endeavors.
Dr. Sato, you look at the affidavit filed in opposition to what Justice Torkornoo's legal team did file. One says that it should be dismissed outright, but at the end of the day, the arguments are being made that, well, she cannot remain on the court as a justice of the Supreme Court. I mean, basically that's that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Is it a matter of just infringing on a human right, or also not giving her the opportunity based on her competence and profession to practice as a justice of the Supreme Court, so to speak?
Yeah, thank you for, it could be all of those.
Okay.
It could be all of the above. But I'm glad I've just listened to my brother make certain points. And so before we get even to these answers, we must, how did we get here? How did we arrive here to be taking this? And if you look at this whole caboodle, this whole Chief Justice things, it was taken right out of the playbook of one of the most celebrated political philosophers in history called Niccolo Machiavelli. This whole process has been Machiavellian right from the beginning of receiving the petition to end today.
It's a Machiavellian tactic?
Completely Machiavellian. Machiavelli has advised the prince, here the ruler, to do two main things. Machiavelli is a student of a strong leader, and he advised the prince on two main things: appearance and reality. Machiavelli has told the prince that you should appear to be virtuous, you should appear to be honest, you should appear to be truthful in your dealings. But in reality, Machiavelli has also told the prince that in reality, you should be ruthless. In reality, you should be cruel. And in reality, you should be unethical. He says that it is only when you marry these two things that you, the prince, you can achieve your objectives. Somebody, somewhere, has read has
Dr.
taken...
Zato, at what point in time you look at this relationship or juxtaposition of Machiavellian tactics, which we know by way of philosophy is largely steeped in manipulation, also self-serving strategies to achieve personal goals in many respects? Because, and who is the Machiavellian here?
Somebody somewhere sat down, read Machiavelli very well, and has applied it to perfection. The ultimate fruit is that now the governor has a chief justice in their image, and the chief justice of their likings. So that is one of the best achievements, one of the biggest achievements of the 9-month NDC government so far. And I applaud them for that. It was a campaign promise, it was a campaign objective. It has been achieved in 9 months. Bravo. Thank you for that. Now, if you now come down to reality, people have also tried to express this thing as if it all now comes to the emoluments of the removed Chief Justice. That it is all about his interests. It's all about what you achieve. No. If you think that, then you are thinking is you are being lazy. This woman has forced us to confront questions that we never thought we would. First of all, almost every Ghanaian thought that it was difficult, almost impossible to remove a Chief Justice. At least that's what I thought. This process has told us that it's not impossible. It's one of the easiest and simplest things to do to remove a Chief Justice. So it's one thing we should know as a country. What do we do? Do we still continue the fact that to know that yes, it is that easy, it is that cheap, it's that simple to remove a Chief Justice? It's not ironclad. If the thinking now, we've come to realize that it is almost as easy to remove a co-equal arm of government as is somebody. That should let us think as our democracy, where do we go forward? Secondly, this woman has forced us to also do something. There were people who were saying that, look, she should just resign, take her benefits and go and sit home. She refused. And by refusing, she has broadened our legal or judicial jurisprudence. By removing, she has taught us a lot of things that we did not know. For instance, right now, this is a question that before us to ask. The Attorney General has written to the court, the Supreme Court, asking for interpretation. When I saw it, I was so happy. It means that this is something probably that the courts have never pronounced on. This is something that we didn't even know it existed. But now we're forced to do that. It means that she's also challenging us to think. She's not telling us, this fight she's fighting is not necessarily for her. It's for the next Chief Justice. This fight she's fighting is not necessarily for her. It is for the other people who will be appointed both to the court and also to Chief Justices. She is helping us build our legal system. She's helping us build our jurisprudence. This woman, I've said it again, will be celebrated, should be celebrated. People will write books about this, will write books about how a co-equal arm of government was received. When they do that, they will say that this woman was not intimidated. She refused to be intimidated. She refused to be harassed. She fought for what she believed was right, and she's gotten here. So for me, I'm happy that this is happening. The Chief Justice nominee will be appointed. She will go. And this thing will remain as one of the biggest achievements of the current government, and it will also remain as a stain on the legacy of His Excellency the President.
How does that become an achievement of the current government?
Because the promise.
When processes of the Constitution in Article 146 were followed.
Good. Thank you. I like that.
Because we all know when you read Machiavelli very, very well, and by way of his traits, he's not only manipulative, he's self-centered. And I'm trying to relate that to the actions that have been taken in relation to the invocation of that article of the Constitution.
Let me explain.
You claim to achieve a self-serving end. And by whom?
Let me explain it very well. Joy FM has reported that there's currently a petition before Joy FM. Joy News, I'm just saying it. Joy News has, there is a petition before the President of the Republic of Ghana to remove the EC checks. And the petitioners have actually had them, it's documented. They submitted this petition in January.
Who do you have evidence to that?
Yes, I just quoted, I just cited a major news outline, Joy News.
Even me, I'm prepared to submit one.
They have reported that. They have submitted a report, a petition to the president to remove the EC checks. They have documented that they have sent it. It is 9 months now. If we say the president is just a conveyor belt, if we say the president has absolutely no choice in this, if we say the president does this, if you receive a permission, you send the right.
Do you think the president had a choice in this?
Why? No. Just let me land here. Why hasn't the president forwarded that petition to the Chief Justice yet? The petition to remove the EC checks. Where is that petition?
Do you have evidence, Dr. Joshua Zebuntie Dato?
Jabuntie.
Apart from a news report you're citing today, that the president has received a petition to remove the Electoral Commission chair of Ghana.
I'm citing a credible news.
I understand. We are also equally credible. I'm asking. On this table, you don't have. Please don't cite that. Let's end this conversation. Let's not start a flame. That's fine. Let it remain there.
We have sent a petition to the president.
Please end for me. Dr. Joshua,
the narrative we are getting
end for me.
The narrative that we are getting that the president was just on yes. It makes it look like the president has no discretion. In receiving these two petitions, one to remove the Chief Justice, the other to receive EC chairs, the president has demonstrated that he has at least a 9-month.
Do you have evidence that the president has received?
The news report says that he has received it.
So you are quoting the news report?
I'm quoting the joint report. And so if he has received both petitions, decided to expedite one, that's discretion. Decided to throw one away or hide one and wait for 9 months, that's another discretion. So yes, even though the process might be just legal, we have seen that there's a lot of room for discretion there. And the way you express that discretion shows your bias.
You mean the way you exercise that
discretion shows your bias.
But Dr. Jabuntie Zato, we've had an EC boss removed here in Ghana before.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.